Hey friends, it's Tammy with Rustic Orchard Home, where we inspire you to paint, create, and decorate a beautiful home. So we did this door hanger, a couple of days ago. And y'all pretty much decided that you wanted to learn this paint technique. So I'm gonna show you what I did. Now, there are several different ways that you can do it, but this is just, I was trying to use what I had, and I knew that I wanted to do something kind of rough and chippy. Hey Patricia, hey Tracy. Oh good, I'm so glad y'all are here. And so I thought what I would do is kind of do it on a smaller scale, because it is a process, okay? So there is no way that we could do a live and get it to dry and do all of that. So I had to step it out today. So it took me a little longer than I thought that it would. But anyway, so I'm gonna show you how I did it. Again, I just used what I had. There are other ways that you can do it. I used 1 part Epsom salt to 1 part paint, equal parts, okay? Now, I know that there's I've seen some people say that they've used like rock salt or like ice cream salt. You could probably do that. I've also seen some people say that they used like grout, the loose powdered grout, equal parts paint, equal parts grout. Again, I just used what I had, and I actually happened to have some, so that's what I did. Now, the one thing about it is salt, and when your piece dries, it kind of dries with a haze over it. So kind of like in the winter when it's icy and you put salt out, and that haze that is on like the sidewalk or whatever, afterwards, after the snow melts and it's kind of like this kind of white haze, that's kind of what it does. Actually, I kind of liked it. So it was kind of one of those happy accidents, okay? So let me tell y'all what the supply list is so that you know, and then I'll go over it again at the end. This is so cool. Thanks, Missy. I hope y'all like it. It really did turn out, it turned out really well. I was pretty tickled with it. And y'all, my brain, fall is my jam. You know that about me. So my brain today, I went out to the barn or to the shop at 7:30 this morning to get stuff ready to paint for y'all. Well then, squirrel, I got sidetracked and started doing something else. And then squirrel, I got sidetracked and was like, oh, I could do that. 3 hours later, I came back in, and then the project that I did, I started, and anyways, yeah, it's just craziness. So, supply list. You'll need a wood cutout. Now, whatever you want to do the technique on, you could actually probably even do it on furniture if you wanted to, because I do use chalk paint. So a wood cutout, and I cut out another pumpkin. Of course, it's a mini-me, so it's quite a bit smaller, just to have enough. Now this size would be super cute in a wreath. But anyway, so I cut out a pumpkin. Again, whatever you decide that you want to do it on. Again, you don't have to do it on a door hanger, okay, y'all? You can do it on anything. So you'll need a wood cutout, which is what I have here, and then this is actually the one that I'll do. Now, I paint the edges. I just did them all brown, but you will, well, see how I went around the edges here with the color that's on here, okay? So I always just kind of touch up for whatever color you use, okay? Okay, so wood cutout, Epsom salt, chalk type paint. I use Dixie Belle, and I will tell you the colors that I'm using. I'm using, and it's the colors that we used on our sign, okay? I'm using the Pure Ocean. I'm using drop cloth, chocolate, and flamingo. So this is the flamingo, kind of the peach color. And then obviously chocolate is brown. And then the Pure Ocean, so that's that turquoisey color. And then the drop cloth, okay? And I have a link for Dixie Belle, and I'll put it in the comments below after we're done if y'all want to go check it out and do it. I love this because I use it for my decorative painting and for my door hangers and for furniture and all that. So this is the only paint that I've had to use because they have so many awesome, like, vibrant colors. And I hate to have 50,000 bottles of paint. So that's why I use it. Again, you could use Waverly chalk paint or whatever you can find. I prefer the chalk paint because it dries faster, okay? And y'all know I'm a lazy crafter and I don't have patience and I want it dry and I want it dry now. That's actually what I was doing this afternoon, is waiting for it to dry. Okay, so you'll need that. You'll need a putty knife, and this is to see the lines in here. Okay, I actually scraped the salt down so that you could kind of see the line, so it left kind of a groove, okay? You don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's a step that I just did and it turned out really cute. Kind of made it look like it was pieces of wood instead of one solid piece, because it's one solid piece, okay? But it kind of looks like it's like a pallet sign almost, and that's one of the things that I really liked about it. There's a bunch of y'all on here. I'm so happy. So if there's somebody that you know that would love our page, I would love for you to share it. Obviously, I would love for y'all to comment too. Yes, I love Dixie Belle paint. I am a convert because I didn't used to use it and I didn't used to like it, but now I love it. So yeah, Dixie Belle paint is amazing. But yeah, so if y'all will share, you know what? If we get 50 people to share by this time tomorrow, I will mail y'all the finished product, whoever's name I draw, okay? So I'll draw names. You have to like my page, you have to follow my page, and you have to share it, okay? Anyways, okay, so I've been told I talk too much, so I'm trying to get to it. Putty knife, and you'll need a chip brush, just one of the inexpensive chip brushes, because you are stirring the rock or the Epsom salt with your paint, okay? And you're kind of slopping it on there. You're cross-hatching it, you're not doing it smooth, so that you get some texture along with the texture from the salt, okay? So just a cheap, chippy brush, and that's all you need. They're cheap, like less than $1, okay? And then, depending on the size of your project. Now, with this, I was able to use my chip brush to paint the different colors, but this one's gonna be a little bit smaller, so you may want a smaller brush that you can handle a little bit better, okay? So it's totally up to you. You don't have to have anything in particular. These are just some that I have had. I have a bin of just brushes, so whatever you feel comfortable using, okay? And then you'll want a container to mix your stuff in, okay? And sandpaper. Now, you can use sandpaper, but honestly, if you have an electric sander, like a palm sander, that is the best way to do it. It makes short time of it. You take it out, run over it, and you're done. After you sand it, in this state, you will want to wipe it down with a damp cloth, because that salt, again, kind of leaves a sheen on there. So you'll want to make sure that you do that. Okay, so wood cutout, Epsom salt, chalk paint, and I have four colors. Again, you don't have to have that many. It's just your choice. A putty knife, chip brushes and detail brushes of your choice, an empty container to put your mixture in, and sandpaper or a palm sander. That's it. Okay? All right. So I already have some mixed, but I'm going to mix just a little bit more. I'm going to add it to it. And again, it's equal parts paint to the equal parts Epsom salt, okay? So I'm just gonna add some. I have a little measuring cup here. This is a 1/4 of a cup, and I used, oh, I knew I would make a mess. For this big sign, I used a 1/4 of a cup of paint and a 1/4 of a cup of the Epsom salt, and that is, you've never used Dixie Belle, Teresa? Girlfriend, I'll put the link in and you'll have to go check it out. I love it. But anyways, okay. So with this one, I did a 1/4 of a cup of Epsom salt and a 1/4 of a cup of paint, okay? Again, you don't have to use the brown like I did. You can use whatever color you want to pop through, okay? So I used brown as the base, and then well, you'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna just pour my Epsom salt in there. And then this is gonna be messy. And my husband's gonna kill me because this is actually my measuring cup from the kitchen. And I think he's on here. Nothing is sacred, y'all. When it comes to my craft stuff, I needed what was it? A lemon zester. Hey, Monica. And I happen to have one in my drawer, and it has crayon in it now. So yeah, I don't have a lemon zester for the kitchen, but I sure have one for my craft stuff. Watching me from Atlanta Airport, Monica? Yay! Do you have to prime before painting with Dixie Belle? No, you do not. Obviously, like, it just depends on if you're doing a piece of furniture that is like a cherry or whatever. You'll definitely want to prime it just so that you don't have the bleed through, you know what I mean, with the mess. Okay. So just stir it up. Can y'all see okay? Remember, if the comments are in your way, just swipe them out of the way so you can see a little bit better. Let me see. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It looks like, I don't even know. Looks like grout. See that? See how lumpy it is? And it's really thick. It's just, you know, it almost looks like mud, doesn't it? Okay. Remember, y'all share. And if we get 50 people to share and like my page, I will do a drawing to give away the end product, and you'll see it at the end. Okay. I have my paper towels here. I need to wipe it off because I'm gonna need it here in a minute. Okay. So that's the brown that we mixed the salt with, okay? Can't get that lid back on now. Shared, thank you. Y'all rock. I just love y'all. So sweet. Y'all, my website is so close to being launched, and I'll have an email list and blog posts and all of that. It's like this close. Tutorials and all kinds of stuff. I can't wait to get it up and going, but it has been a slow process. And then I've also got a girl I had lost her number, but she had started setting up my bots or my Manny chats to let y'all know when I go live. So that'll be really helpful too. Okay, so I stirred it up and I just take my chip brush, and y'all can see, right? And basically I'm just cross hatching, and you don't want it super thick, but you also want to make sure that it covers and you have enough texture on there. Does that make sense? Do y'all have any questions? Okay. And I will have a lot left over because I really didn't need to mix up more, but I wanted to show you. I'm gonna have to think of something else to paint. Okay, so it's covered, and again, this is just our little sample board. And I'm gonna put the lid on that. Okay, let me show you. You can see if there's like really high spots, but now you can kind of see why it has to be done in stages, because this has to dry. See how it's just real rough, and it's just kind of cross hatched on there. I didn't go any direction. I just kind of did X's with my paintbrush. Can y'all see that? Yeah. So so you do this technique, okay? And then you take your putty knife. Usually you'll let it dry just a little bit, just so that it doesn't just slide off. Because once it starts to dry, it kind of gets a little harder. And so you can really scrape your grooves in that you want if you want to make stripes or whatever. If you don't want to make stripes, if you just want to do a solid color, then you don't have to worry about the putty knife, okay? But so this one, these I did just straight up and down. But, well, I'll do stripes on this one, but this one I didn't, and I'll show you what I did. So there's definitely options. It's a great idea for a lot of things. Absolutely. I love that textured paint, whatever color. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just do stripes. And so, see, okay, I'm gonna take it like this, and I'm just gonna use the corner. So can y'all see me? Let me see if I can get closer. I don't wanna slop everywhere either though. So I'm using the corner, and I'm just gonna draw a straight line. And it's not like perfectly straight, but it kind of leaves that indentation, okay? And then I'll do another one. So then you'll let that dry, okay? So you'll let it dry. And it'll look like this. See how this one, I did it at an angle. And I know y'all have seen the square pumpkins, right? So, in all actuality, we could just do this all the kind of peachy color and make it look like a square pumpkin and put a stem on it, and we would be done. But I'm gonna do the 3 colors like we did, so that y'all can kind of get an idea of what it was that I did, okay? But so this one, I just kind of made it look like that. Now, once this dried, okay, so see how you can really see the wood through that? Once it dries really well, you'll put another light coat of just paint. Not more with the Epsom salt, just paint. So 2 coats of the base color. one with the Epsom salt in it and one without, okay? Because you want to be able to see the brown underneath when you sand the top color, okay? And if you don't put another coat on it, you might see some wood, which may be the look that you want anyway. So that's fine too, okay? So I put another coat on, and now I'm gonna paint it. Try not to get stuck, and y'all can see, right? Throw me some hearts or a thumbs up or something and let me know that you can see fine, because I don't want to do this and y'all not be able to see. Okay, so I like to do, oh, okay, good. So no problems, y'all can see fine. Another coat of brown, yes. So there's basically, this is one coat with the Epsom salt and the paint, and then you'll do just paint again and let it dry all the way before you put your color on top. Can see good, good, okay. I like to use, if I'm doing it with a pumpkin, I like to use the, I can't get my jar open. I like to use the neutral color in the center and then the brighter colors on each side. It's just me. I'm kind of OCD that way. But it's just totally personal preference. Whatever you like is what you need to do. You know, I say that with your home. I say that with everything. If you like it, that's all that matters. Okay? So, I'm going to take this one. And y'all know I always wet my brush a little bit. I don't necessarily dunk it, but I wet it a little bit. Otherwise, the paint just sucks to it. Have you ever really decorated with pumpkins or light fall colors? But now I'm so, oh, you haven't. Missy, really? Girlfriend, oh yeah, pumpkins. Blue pumpkins, pink pumpkins, orange pumpkins, gourds, I love them all. And they're all pretty, really, like, kind of mixed together. Okay, so I'm gonna do, I don't want to talk because I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, so I'm gonna just paint, and I'm not making like full coverage, okay? I'm following the line that I used as far as my groove, but I don't want it to be thick on there. I want to kind of lightly hit it. If it's thick in some spots, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. But it's lightly on there, just a kind of skimmed coat. See how there's some spots that are heavier and some that aren't. So you don't have to use a whole lot of paint on this this section of it. Okay? And I like to use the white first because then I can mix it in with one of the colors and not feel like I have to totally clean my brush. Again, I'm lazy. Okay, so that was the drop cloth. This was the chocolate. And I'll go blue. This is the pure ocean. So same brush. And I'm, like I said, just staying almost like a dry brush, but a little damper. Like I'm not tapping it off on my palette or on a paper towel. So it's not really dry brush, but it's just lightly covering. And then I'm leaving, can you see the groove? See how I'm not putting paint in there? Because I want it to look like it's etched out, okay? And remember, in a perfect world, we would do the edges, the color like that. And it's light as well, okay? And now we'll go to the peachy color. Goodness. And I'll have to rinse it out a little bit. Not because I want to. Are y'all with me? I am using Dixie Belle paint. I like the chalk paint when I'm doing projects because it dries really fast. And I am not a patient painter. So I'm lightly putting color on here, okay? It's not necessarily a dry brush, but it's a light touch, okay? Now you can use any chalk type paint. I just prefer Dixie Belle because I can use it on my furniture pieces. I can use it on whatever. And then I don't have to carry or have a whole bunch of different paints. And you can get like a blending medium for decorative painting and use it to blend if you do, because I know, I don't know if I posted it here or on my Instagram, but I did a decorative piece with flowers and used chalk paint. And you can use a blending medium to do those because the chalk paint tends to kind of stick because it's chalky. So it's harder to blend, but not with that. So that's why I use it all. Excited for your upcoming website? Thank you. I am too. Y'all, it's been like a year in the making. And it's so close, so close. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's so many moving parts to it though. I had no idea. None whatsoever. And y'all, I don't need anybody correcting my spelling and my grammar because I'm dyslexic, and that is probably what has kept me from doing lives and doing all of this stuff for so many years. Because I don't want people to like, I guess, make fun of me. So, none of that. It's amazing how little things that we do, especially as women, we let stop us from doing the things that we know the Lord has called us to do. But that fear, and I've decided that I'm not going to let fear win. I'm 50 years old and I shouldn't care, right? I shouldn't care what other people think. You're not getting freezing here? So it's actually working, Angie. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so this is just a sample board so that y'all could see it, okay? And so see how it's just lightly on there. It's not full coverage. It's a little thicker on the white because I had a little heavier hand, but you can sand it off. And that's why we did the 2 coats of the chocolate, because if I have to sand it a little bit more, I still have 2 layers of the brown to have to go through, so maybe it'll still work the way we want it to, okay? So that's that step. Now, after this dries, you'll definitely want it to dry. 50. Don't pleasing others. You're 52, Lynn? 50 also, I should say, not 52. Don't add any more, right? So lightly on here and let it dry all the way. You'll want it to dry really well. Now, this brown, you probably should let it dry overnight if you can, just to make sure that it's good and on there. And when you do that second coat, do it lightly, okay? Because if the salt gets too moist, it'll start coming off, okay? And you don't want it to come off, so you need to use a light hand. And again, grout would probably work better. I just used what I had, and I liked it. I liked the way that the salt kind of shadowed my piece and all that fun stuff. Okay, so this is what it looks like sanded. See how it's just kind of, the brown comes through. You can see in spots where it's kind of heavy and all of that. Oh, you're 40, Lynn? Did I? Yeah, you did say 50. Okay. Oh, thank you. Yep, I'm 50. So yeah, so that's what it looks like. And then you can take it and you can embellish it. You can either handwrite something on there. You can use the chalk couture like we did here and add something like that. You could add some flowers around it, like a word and some flowers around it would be really cute. I might actually do that and play with it a little bit. I don't know. Don't quote me. But you could, if you have a silhouette or a cameo, you could do a stencil, whatever on it, or you can leave it like it is. I think it would be super cute in a wreath. These, I think, if we did it all brown, we could make it look just like a pumpkin and add a stem to it and a leaf or whatever. So, y'all think this is something that you would try? I know I absolutely love when y'all send me photos of some of the things that we inspired you to do. I had a photo from a girl and I was actually supposed to post it today. I'll have to post it tomorrow because I really want y'all to be able to see it. But it was, yes, Dixie Belle does have sea spray. Yes, and it does the texture. So you can buy stuff to do the texture or you can do this technique. Again, I just used what I had and I didn't have any of that and I wanted that look, so that's what I did. But thank you. Yes, Dixie Belle does sell it. And again, I'll put the link in here below. I love it when y'all share your photos of some of the things that you have done that we inspired you to do. It just melts my heart because it makes what I do here on a regular basis feel like that I'm doing it for a reason. Does that make sense? Like, I want to inspire you. That's all that this is all about. Is to inspire you to not wait till you're 50 to do this, to do it now. And if you are already, do it anyways. What was the mixture you used? I used Epsom salt and paint. Equal parts Epsom salt and paint. You can watch the replay, Jan, and I went through the supply list and all of that stuff at the front end. If we get 50 shares by this time tomorrow, and the people that shared it put that they liked our page, they don't have to put that, they have to like our page, I will do a drawing for this, and I will put some kind of words on it for sure, okay? You're 52, Teresa? Don't hide. It's okay. Y'all, age is just a number, really. Like, I remember thinking 50 was old, and now I'm just like, I don't feel 50. I don't act 50. Oh, well. Okay, so I am super glad that y'all are here. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you'll try it. I hope that if you do try it, you'll send me a picture of it because I really would love to see it. And I'm so thankful. Thank y'all for tuning in to Rustic Orchard Home, your creative inspiration for all things home. Y'all have a great night. Bye.